Look at them dive. They're so funny. Look, there's some urchins down there.
I think it's kind of wild that in the heart of a desert, a place known for red rock, heat, and conditions that only the hardiest life thrives under, you can find a sea so full of life it's known as the world's aquarium. The Sea of Cortez, also known as the Gulf of California, is tucked between the desert of Baja, California and mainland Mexico and home to over 30% of the world's marine mammal species, hundreds of fish species, and a number of endemic species or species only found in the region. 244 islands, islets, and coastal areas throughout the Sea of Cortez are protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with the notable biodiversity and high degree of endemism cited as key factors. We headed out to Espiritu Santo Island north of La Paz in the southern half of the Sea of Cortez for 5 days of exploring by land, beneath the waves, and the surface of the water by sea kayak. I slept so well last night. It was still hot when we went to bed, but it cooled right off. It sounded like this all night, and the moon was pretty bright, but that doesn't bother me at all. I don't think anyone else is up yet. This is camp. Here's the sunrise. Good morning. It's day 3. It is a no paddling to light paddling day. We're gonna go snorkel again. We snorkeled yesterday. Out at, like, you can't really tell, but the farthest point is an island, and then snorkeled up there. We're at Candelaria Beach because the sea stack behind us, the cactuses at sunset look like a chandelier. I think probably at a different time of the year the sun sets, or maybe on the other side of the beach. Hard to say. It's 6 in the morning. Sun's rising. I think I'm probably the first one up. Which is fine. Yeah, but it's really beautiful here. They kind of like call the Sea of Cortez the world's aquarium, and found that to be true so far. After breakfast and before it got hot, we headed out to check out the interior of the island, greeted first by these hundreds of tiny crabs. The desert here is part of the Sonoran Desert, the wettest desert on Earth, and you guessed it, the desert in Baja has a high degree of endemism with as many as 20% of the vascular plant species found only in the region. The red rock you're looking at here looks like sandstone, but isn't. It comes from volcanic ash that fell hot and settled. The canyon we hiked up floods in the rainy season and reminded me a lot of hiking in the Grand Canyon in the look and feel of the rocks. Here, looking out over Candelaria Bay, you can see elephant cactuses, or the species of elephant cactuses endemic to Espiritu Santo Island, I actually can't remember, and the bay in the distance. Next stop for us was snorkeling, and we're going to talk about poop. One of the best indicators of a reef and rich sea life below the water that you can see from above the water is the presence of seabird poop, or guano. Birds do in fact poop where they eat, and where they eat is often where there's rich sea life, ergo the reef. According to the article, The Remarkable Healing Power of Seabird Poop for Climate-Stressed Coral Reefs, published in Audubon magazine, it's been found that healthy seabird colonies and their guano boost reef health by providing nutrients that helps coral grow and boost the health of fish overall. In fact, it was found that corals near seabird-inhabited islands grew 2 times as quickly as those without. Researchers have implemented these findings to help boost climate resilience of reefs around the world by restoring native vegetation on land to attract more seabirds. I don't know about you, but I often feel like a lot of what I hear is about coral bleaching or ocean acidification or the Atlantic current collapsing, and all of that is worth talking about and very alarming. But I think the way things are covered in the news sometimes gives the idea that it's too late to make a difference for the earth and we might as well give up and just enjoy our lives. And I think it's really important to talk about the ways that it's not too late to protect biodiversity and save coral, and that every small thing we do for the environment has an additive impact. For example, how wild is it that just removing invasive species and restoring a natural plant life habitat can bring back seabirds that were once gone from an island, who then poop in the water and fertilize a reef, creating an overall more resilient ecosystem beneath the water. Ultimately, though, this isn't just a little anecdote about bird poop. Everything is connected and every action has an impact, and the planet's really resilient, and I think that's beautiful. And overall, this bird poop story I found online and researching about some of the wildlife in the area is a story of hope in a place I did not expect to find it. Here in the southern Sea of Cortez, one of our key seabird species is the blue-footed booby, which ranges along the tropics of the west coast of North and South America, including notably the Galapagos Islands. You've probably heard of the blue-footed booby before, and there's a common misconception that they only exist in the Galapagos Islands. They do not. You can find them throughout the entire tropical west coast, including Baja. The famous blue feet on these handsome little gentlemen come from a layer of collagen under the skin of the bird's foot, making them appear blue by reflecting only blue light wavelengths. Additionally, according to ocean generation, carotenoids, I think that's how you say it, carotenoids? Carotenoids? Somebody correct me in the comments. Additionally, according to ocean generation, carotenoids, we're gonna go with that, come from the diet of the blue-footed booby and influence the brightness of their feet, their diet being primarily sardines, anchovies, and mackerel. The existence of the blue feet itself and the blue-footed booby hinges on sexual selection. The female blue-footed boobies prefer brighter feet in their male partners, and who can blame them? And so the trait was passed on. Biologists have several theories into what exactly the bright blue feet indicate to potential mates, including that blue feet and carotenoids are correlated with immune response and could signal good health, and or that the feet are a signal of how good a parent the male booby will be. A 2025 article published in Behavioral Ecology and Sociobiology swapped baby boobies between nests and found that the father's foot color was a good indicator of the condition of the baby bird. I can't believe I made it through that section without laughing. Also, apologies for the video quality underwater. There was a tutorial on how to use the camera underwater and I chose not to watch it, so this is what we've got going on. On a personal note, I did not expect to like snorkeling as much as I did. I am a kayaker, I love the surface of the water, and my last time snorkeling was on a trip with my family in Florida, and I think I drank half the ocean at least. I also mentally felt really exposed and nervous to be in the water with all those critters, but that said, I ended up really enjoying myself and can't get over how cool it is to see all of that marine life. It's like the world's best game of Where's Waldo, where Waldo is in like a dozen different forms and everywhere. It's pretty exciting. Throughout our 5 days exploring Espiritu Santo Island, we had a lot of opportunities to snorkel, a lot of them from camp. Like there would be great snorkeling just around the corner from the beach we were camped on, which is crazy. And then also we were able to load up on the panga or the support boat and head out to like reefs on little islets where the reefs tend to be like a little more robust and lots to see like sea stars, sea urchins. We saw moray eels. I didn't see any moray eels. I got away from the moray eels. I was scared of them. A lot of needlefish, lots of parrotfish. It was just really impressive how much life there was. Oh, and sea lions. Yeah, we got to snorkel with sea lions. Actually, shortly after this clip was taken, I started to feel a little bit seasick, which is something that I experience sometimes in the water, but less so under it. So I decided to separate from the group and swim back to the boat. In that time, like the guides all started calling to me. They're like, Maddie, a sea lion's come to play with you. And apparently, I don't remember saying this, but apparently the words I said were, please God, no. Anyways, as I was swimming back to the boat, this sea lion was like jumping in front of me, diving beneath me, super fast, very cute. In hindsight, I wish I would have been less panicked, but the GoPro video from that is like unwatchable because I've like dropped it, it's around my wrist, and I'm like fighting for my life. I'm afraid of this like Labrador retriever sized seal, which is embarrassing. After hiking and snorkeling in the morning, taking a quick lunch, we hopped back on the water to explore some more. At this point, I think we were all pretty tired, so it was a shorter paddle, and I thought it was a good opportunity to bring my camera out. I do work as a photographer as well as a writer, and one of the things that I do is take photos from a kayak, which is easier said than done. There's like some waterproofing involved. Here you can kind of see I've got the camera just like stashed in a dry bag underneath the spray skirt. Definitely though, I think the two biggest aspects for me when it comes to like looking for a camera to bring out on the water or taking photos out on the water is having a camera that will keep functioning even if it gets a little bit wet, because it's gonna get a little bit wet and isn't so expensive to replace necessarily, but also like in order to take good kayaking pictures you have to be able to kayak well and position yourself, and then have like the ability to set up your boat downwind, know where it's going to drift, and like drift towards the shot. So that's something that I've had a lot of time working on, like 8 years-ish, and was excited to do on this trip. I only really took the camera out on the water this month.
Look at them dive. They're so funny. Sea urchins down there. Oh, this is really neat. So it's the third day. We spent, it's the afternoon, it's probably around 4:30. We spent some time chilling in the morning, eating breakfast, and then we headed out to the sea lion colony to snorkel. It was a little bit bumpy, and it was kind of cold, but it was still fun. Headed back to camp, did a quick hike into the interior of the island, then took like a long break during the hottest hour of the day, spent a lot of time on the beach. It was, like, full disclosure, pretty unpleasant. And now that it's cooled off a little, we're on like a little afternoon paddle. Nothing crazy. Oh, I'm gonna be like threading the needle up here. I watched Andy do it, so I know it's possible. Yeah, beautiful afternoon. It is hot. Like, I really can't. Like, I was not feeling well earlier, hot. Probably didn't drink enough water. Yeah, but the snorkeling's been great and really pretty. Yeah. Didn't think I was gonna like snorkeling, but it turns out that I do. Didn't bring my snorkel stuff on this little excursion. I don't think we're gonna need it. It's a like short afternoon paddle. There has been like somewhat less paddling than I expected and more snorkeling and chill time, which is fine. And maybe a product of the season. I think March might be late March, April. It's April 1st today. Might be kind of late for Baja season because it's roasty toasty.
So this little cove we kayaked into here was sea urchin rich. You can see them both from the surface of the water and beneath the surface. There are over 1,000 species of sea urchins in the world, and here in the Sea of Cortez there are 23 different species of sea urchin. Here you can see more of them. They're coming up right under this rock here. They're kind of reddish. Some of the other ones are greenish. Actually, I didn't find a good guide to like identifying sea urchins, so maybe I'll leave that to you to look online and see if you can identify on your own. What sea urchins are we looking at here? Oh, I love when you can see the shadow of the kayak on the bottom of the ocean. That's one of my favorite things. Our guides noted that this is tragically one of like the few places where you can still see unbleached coral. All the coral in the Sea of Cortez is still pretty healthy according to our guides, or at least from what they've seen, and that's kind of cool. We did a little bit of playing in this cove. You'll get to see Alex and Riley's tandem roll coming up next.
Woohoo! Yeah!
I was trying to do them.
We're getting ready for dinner, and I'm getting bit by, I think, no-see-ums. This is camp. We spent the day mostly here at camp, but also did some snorkeling and some paddling.
We're back at camp for the day. The sun's setting. It's a gorgeous sunset here. Yeah, look at the birds. It was a really long day. We did a lot today. We didn't move camp. This was like our base camp day, but we hiked, we snorkeled, we paddled. I'm tired. It's just now starting to cool off. I think I think I might be getting bit by no-see-ums. My foot from where I stepped on the dead pufferfish so far is fine. It hurts like a little bit, but I think maybe I just got sand in it and like the open wound. It didn't bleed, so I think it's gonna be okay. But anyways, wear your shoes at camp. Do as I say, not as I do, I guess. Wow, check out how red the rocks are in the sunset. Such a pretty night. If you listen really carefully, you can hear our guides are playing some music. And here's camp. There we are, feet from the water. So this is last night on the beach before it got dark, and we went out to go look for some nighttime critters, such as scorpions, for example, and soon to be seen rattlesnakes.
There it is. Okay. Real color. It's brown, right?
Oh gosh, it's invisible.
Yeah.
I can see it. It's like so light brown.
Can't believe how good your camera is.
I know.
UV?
Wow.
Good photo.
And how big do they get? Like finger long?
There are 6 different species. This one stays like this. The biggest one, it would be like about this big.
Yeah, wow.
Overall, for a base camping day, we covered a lot of ground, and the next day we were ready to move camp again, so stay tuned for part 3 and the last 2 days of our 5-day sea kayaking trip on the Sea of Cortez. For part 1, maybe I'll make a playlist. I don't really know how YouTube works.